So let's see. Last time, you guys managed to beat the hostile fungus, right?
Save the kid.
And you saved the kid. And then I believe you handed off some of the fertilizer.
Yep.
We were only given one bag. I handed the whole entire bag off because I didn't know what else to do with it, and it seemed like an offering to them for their good graces.
Fair enough. All right, so here is a handout. Ta-da.
Ooh, these ones are different.
The little ones are so cute.
Yeah. Oh, I can.
Is that what the purple ones near Pop and Rathmore are supposed to look like?
Yes. Although that is not what they used as the tokens. Let's see. So you notice you're having trouble communicating with the myconids, but luckily, after you hand off that fertilizer, you notice that they start shaking and a greenish spore comes out, and as it lands on you, you can suddenly feel it's not thoughts so much as general emotions. In this case, this one. Anybody in a 30-foot radius, which I believe is all of you, 5,
Let's
10.
see, I think so.
Yep, that's all of you, are now able to roughly gauge the emotions of the myconids, and they are grateful that you saved the child and are curious as to why you're here. They don't necessarily understand a language, so it's more about conveying thoughts than anything else. Although, with your offering, the main thought was, we come in peace, which they have indeed um, been conveyed.
Can we point up to give a essence of the ones outside are the ones that gave that to us?
Or like we're
Uh,
being basically being used as messengers or emissaries?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Let's see. You get a sense of distress from them, but not about you or the the violent violet fungus that you took out earlier. They let's see. You get the feeling that it wants you to help it, but it doesn't want to go near the place that it wants you to help with.
Oh.
If you ask or are curious, it points you in this direction.
guess we can go forward and try to help them.
Does his distress suggest that it's a very urgent matter, or is it one of those, oh, you helped us with an issue, here's kind of another issue?
Somewhere in between. It's an issue they don't know how to solve, or at least as far as you can tell, they don't know how to solve it. And it's not immediately killing them, but it is ruining their crops, which you can see based on the rather sparse gatherings they are actually able to. Because in case you hadn't noticed by the little dots around this cave area, there's supposed to be fungus growing throughout, although it is relatively spotty and not due to overharvesting.
Mm.
Actually, one of you is a druid, right? Or a
Nope.
ranger?
Ranger, yeah.
Ranger. Go ahead and give me nature.
I'm not great at that.
You're not great at that. These are mushrooms.
Yeah.
And those are bigger mushrooms. The bigger mushrooms can walk. It's weird.
I can see that. That's weird. That is weird.
So, yeah, they point you in this direction.
Ooh, those look like bigger mushrooms down there.
They
Not
are bigger mushrooms.
Talking or bigger moving mushrooms. They're just big mushrooms.
Yeah, Tibble would head that way, trying to get over the fact that he lost his hammer that he had known for a good long while, but he'll be able to repair it later. But he's also grateful for the longsword that he was gifted to by Zell, and it's like one of those, he'll get proficiency for it later. It's
You picked
okay.
up the pieces of it too, right?
Yeah.
So, one of the Myconids, I guess, curiously attempts to see it.
Since he can obviously, I guess we're empathic toward mushroom people for the time being. If he senses that there's no ill intent or anything, then yeah, he'll just let him hold it and stuff.
Alrighty. Every little while they refresh the spores, just so you guys can keep in communication. So, handing the hammer to him, do you remember that scene from, I think it was Endgame, where Groot basically used his own arm as the handle for Stormbreaker?
I had a feeling that.
That implies we watch Marvel movies.
I
He
mean, to
broke
be
off a piece
fair,
of himself.
yeah. He basically
So,
he grabbed the hammer, grew out his arm, and then cut it off. That's effectively what this one does, except he didn't just grow it out, he ended up petrifying it into a more durable substance of
so I have
fungal
a part.
strands.
So I have a partially petrified mushroom handle to a hammer.
Yep. It's a little more flexible than wood, but a little more durable than it as well.
That's something you don't see every day.
So
Right?
that kind of skews the results on the fumble table, but you essentially have a more damage resistant hammer.
Woo!
Join us down
Granted, it also decays faster, so you'll probably have to get it replaced or repaired at some point relatively soon. But by the way,
was Zell gonna follow us?
I was gonna say, Zelvire, did you want to follow them?
Yeah.
I would recommend it, unless you just want to stay with the mushroom people.
No,
for a
no,
while.
no. I'm following. I'm just gonna. It's 90 degrees in my room. I'm not.
Is your AC broken too?
Yeah.
Yep, I know that feeling. There's currently an outline of me on my bed. Or is it an inline?
And I have a gaming laptop, so it's not making anything better.
I also have a gaming laptop that is currently perched on my chest.
Oh, that's like the best. I love doing that.
Yep. Something. Anyway, all right. So as you get to where you are, 6 clusters of giant mushrooms are arranged in a rough circle around this cavern. Several human-sized mushroom folks stand in a circle in the center of the cave. The smell of sulfur is much stronger here.
Ew, stinky.
Let's
Does
see.
not smell that excellent over here.
Was it a pun?
Yeah, because sulfur smells like rotten eggs.
See, I got it.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. That one that you were standing next to is showing you around the cave.
Okay.
The big reason for this is that this one and this one, they are none too pleased to see outsiders, but when they see that you're being escorted by this one, they're like, oh, okay, these are cool guys.
We're cool guys.
So it's at this point that, oh, all right, fair. It's at this point that the one you've been following, escorting you over here, points to the far side of the cave, which I don't think any of you guys can see from where you're at, but I mean, the general direction is over here.
We're not Twilight clerics.
You also notice that these 4 in the very center here are standing in basically a trance-like state.
They're high.
Would we be able to convey some kind of like, what's that about kind of emotion?
Curiosity.
Yeah.
Curiosity about them,
Yeah, the 4 that are like that.
sadness comes from them. Not like a we've lost loved ones, but they aren't exactly living either.
So whatever's affecting the smaller mushrooms are affecting them, kinda.
It's not, well, it is, but you'll figure that out later. In the meantime, you get the feeling that it's indicating that the blight is coming from this tunnel over here.
Mm.
Let's see. There it is. The air of this cave is choked with thick smoke and assaults your nostrils with the pungent odor of brimstone. Strange flickering orange lights illuminate the smoke. This area is free of fungal growth, instead crystal growth from the rocks. To your right, a large cluster of purple crystals juts from the stone on the far wall. A glowing orange crystal wedged into the fissure of the cave wall seems to be the source of the light.
Can you not do that?
Huh?
Sorry.
Streaks
I
of
did.
soot trace a path along the cave walls between the purple crystal and the fissures.
Where is that orange crystal? Is it,
Over here, it's wedged in amongst all of those.
it looks more purple from this angle. Can I
Yes.
roll
Well,
nature to
that's
see
because
what...
it's wedged amongst the purple crystals.
Oh, okay. Can I roll nature to see if I can understand why these crystals are glowing as such? Or is that something else?
Yeah, give me just a second.
I wonder why that one's orange.
Does seem peculiar.
Probably for the same reason you're stuck in a wall. Let's see. So it's at this point that as you're examining that crystal, this one. Right?
It doesn't have a picture, but I don't think they're going to be friendly considering their location.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, they are definitely not friendly.
At least they're not going to have that zombie not die from and doing a con roll thing.
That's true.
Who knows? They
As you
could
go
be
to
worse.
examine the orange crystal, these guys show up. Roll initiative. As I'm sure you can imagine, they are not friendly.
I don't know. It seems pretty friendly since I can't see anything. So
That's fair.
I don't know if since Tibble's going, I'll probably figure out. Oh, hey, he's fighting something. There must be something over there.
Well, does the green spore let us do emotion, empathy stuff with each other too, and not just the myconids, or just specifically with them?
Anything that is affected by the spores is able to communicate telepathically
Well, it'd be
to
more of a
convey
gut.
emotions.
Yeah. Okay, it'd be a gut reaction instinct about like, oh shit, foes.
Yeah. But that's kind of the important part is you would suddenly be on edge, ready for combat, and the other three in the group would be able to glean that information from you.
Zell is really on the ball.
Zell really is on the ball.
For
Unfortunately,
once.
she is second in the initiative.
Oh no.
For some reason, I'm not
Oh,
surprised.
yes. For the first time in a while, the enemies go
It's
first.
probably because they actually have a bonus to their initiative instead of a deficit.
I mean, they just straight up rolled higher, but yes, they do also have a bonus. So, 1,
What is it?
2,
Oh, hi.
3, 4, 5. And then, so that's 2 attacks on Tibble and 1 on Rathorn.
I have 14 AC.
I have 21.
It didn't matter. None of their attacks plus their bonuses were anywhere close enough to hit you. Even your 14 was way too high for them.
Woohoo!
I wouldn't count on this happening a lot though.
No, probably not. So with that said, they run up and they attempt to bite you. They, let's see, do they even have a description? Mischievous creatures that arise from lingering magical energy of dead dragons. They resemble small, legless dragons formed from clouds of greenish smoke. They delight in causing pain and confusion in other creatures. So that's nice. I kind of wish we had a picture for them, but you know, whatever. I guess these things defending a major plot point aren't relevant to the story.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
But still,
Alrighty then.
Fun thing to see.
That was their turn. So up next is Zelvire.
Okay, she's gonna go next to her friends, I suppose. Here.
You suppose?
She's gonna stab. Well, actually, I guess it's technically slice, isn't it? No, it is slice. Yeah, it is stab. Yeah, we're gonna stab.
Yeah, you stab people with a rapier. It's not really much for slicing unless you're doing it with a tip.
Even then, the tip is not exactly the thing you want to be giving these things. 3 damage is not a lot, but damage is damage.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna use Bardic on Tibble.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Fair.
Tibble, you are inspired. All right.
That's it.
After that, speaking of Tibble.
I'm gonna test out this mushroom hammer.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna hit the one directly to the left of me.
Alrighty.
You know what? I'm just gonna call that a miss because I don't feel like if they have a bonus to their dex, it's not gonna be as easy as adding to a 13. I'm not gonna chance that. I would want
That's
it to be
fair.
closer.
All right.
End turn.
Fair enough. In turn. So with that puts it to Rathmorn.
Seeing as they weren't able to actually hit me while I was surprised by them, I'm going to walk away without doing disengage.
Fair enough. And then it will attempt to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
It does, in fact, hit you this time.
For how much?
That's a fantastic question. 4.
4. Alright.
In this case, it is 4 fire damage.
I don't have any way to reduce stuff, so.
Alrighty then.
And then I'm gonna cast Ensnaring Strike. And then shoot
On what one?
at that one. Well, I gotta cast it first since it adds to the attack. I'm gonna shoot the Fume Drake in the back.
Alright, sounds good.
So 11.
A 15 does hit.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I'm so
And
used
that's
to fighting
for
the others.
13. 13 damage, and
Well, did it?
it passed the save.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you get both, or if it was just.
So you always do the extra piercing damage with it if you hit, but it's just the save is for the additional effects.
Oh, okay.
But in this case, I mean, damn it, that's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That'll do it.
All right, that brings us to the lovely Pop.
I'm gonna come over here and stab the one that Silvire attacked. And I
Okay.
get sneak attack.
You do.
You're very sneaky.
That definitely hit.
For 12 damage.
That's a lot of
Nice.
damage. All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'm done.
All right, their turn. So that one,
I wasn't sure if he was close enough to actually get to me.
and then that's 1 attack against Pop, 2 on Tibble, and 1 on Rathorn. Again. So 1 versus Pop, miss. 2 versus Tibble, miss. And then the last one versus Rathmorn, hit.
I'm not
So
surprised.
that is going to be 5 fire damage.
You're getting unlucky. Wait. Pop has the mage armor up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Even if she didn't, it didn't even roll high enough to where even if I added its bonus, it wouldn't have met it.
That's super low.
That is super low. That's actually what I rolled against Rathmorn last round.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. That is the end of their turns. Tibble's doing a really good job of
Being a blockade.
tanking. Alrighty then. Zalvire, you're up.
Okay, I guess stabby stab again.
Stabby stab.
That hit.
13 does hit.
Cool. 8.
Not bad.
Not
Finally.
bad at all. Anything else?
That shall be it.
All right, Tibble, you're up. She's
I'm,
been hitting this one.
I thought she was
Which
hitting.
actually,
I thought she was hitting the one above her because
Yeah, the one above, because it was next
oh,
to.
you wanted to hit that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the one next to Tibble. If that's the case, that one is dead.
Oh, well, neat.
Okay, I'll try
Also,
to
I didn't realize I could even hit this one because of the rock.
diagonal. You're in range.
Yep.
Oh, even though there's a rock in the way.
You
Even
can,
as long as you are adjacent to them on a direct diagonal and there's not a wall in the way, you're fine.
Okay.
But because there's an open space where Tibble is standing,
it's one of those like like in stealth games. You just peer on the side, stab, and go back around.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta use your
basically,
lean button and then you can get around.
lean buttons. All right, there.
I'll,
That should
I'll
make
try
things
I'll
simple.
try
I should have
hammering
done
red
this
again.
earlier. All right. That definitely hits. In addition to your damage, I need a D percentile.
Oh no.
Oh, is it? Oh.
By the way, which way are you swinging it?
Red.
Overhead. No. Which way are you swinging it? Overhead, swinging from right to left or left to right?
Right to left.
From right to left? Okay. Cool
Well, I
beans.
consider the character right-handed.
No, that's fine. That actually makes this more entertaining. All right.
I'm not sure that
Damage.
it's something.
4 bludgeoning is 4 bludgeoning. All right.
Although he does call out to Rathmorn to see if he's okay or not because he seemed to be taking a bit of fire damage over there.
No.
I guess you could say he's under fire. All right, so what's your passive perception, Tibble?
15.
You notice a little bit more spring in your weapon than there was when it was a wooden handle. Anything else on your turn?
No, but is that a good thing or a bad thing that it's a little more spring?
It's potentially a great thing, but also potentially a very bad thing. You'll just have to find out. All right.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Rathmorn, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna grab my short sword with my free hand, and then swing at the green one.
All right, fair enough.
I don't hit it.
A 7 does not hit, but you know what a 7 isn't? A nat 1. All right.
Well, according to that roll,
Anything else?
barely not.
I'm gonna move closer to everyone else.
That sounds like a pretty good idea. All right, Pop, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go and help. I'm gonna go help Bow Guy. Do a little sneak attack on this guy. That's only an 8.
An 8 is not a hit, but it's also not a nat 1.
This is true. It's true. All right, I'm done.
All right, their turn. 2 attacks on Tibble, 1 attack on Rathmorn. Miss, crit.
Oh no.
Based off
I don't
of
know
how
what you
said
did to
that,
piss this thing off, but
I stabbed
that's
it.
8 fire damage to Rathmorn.
Ow.
Are you still up?
Barely.
Meanwhile, Tibble's over here like, man, these things aren't that dangerous. They can't even hit me. All right, Zelvire, you're up.
Stabby stab again.
This time on red, or are you going to
Yeah.
move over to help Rathmorn?
He's fine.
You know what? I believe you.
I was about to say, if she
Is
does
it-
that, she might get an opportunity attack against her, so.
Yeah, see, he's trying to trick me. I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit.
And 11 does not hit.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay.
All right, Tibble, what you going to do?
Try to hit red again with a hammer.
Sounds good.
Oh,
That's a critical hit.
I guess
I
you
need
want
you
this
to
one
roll
gone.
2D percentile, and we
Oh.
will take the higher of the two numbers. So basically, D% with advantage. $38, huh?
Well,
Well, that's two of them
36,
together. It's
yeah.
2 and 36.
Even then, 36 is enough.
Enough.
All right, cool. So I need you to roll your damage for the hammer and an additional D6. So that is 2 plus 2, which is 4 again. And then the additional D6. How do you want to divide that damage between red and blue? You must assign at least 1 point of damage to each.
I want almost. So if I'm dealing 8 damage in total, I want 7 of it to go to red and 1 to blue.
Only, okay, so you'll do 1 to blue, and then the rest of it goes
Yeah.
to...
And sure it goes.
So the reason for this, by the way, is because when
Is
you
it
hit
mushroom
red with
related?
the hammer, there was a bit of spring in your hammer as it essentially smacked them and then flexed enough to fling red into blue.
Oh.
So the d6 damage gets divided as you choose amongst each of the people, you must assign at least 1 damage to each, assuming there is over 1 damage. So they succeeded the strength save to stay up, but they did not succeed on not getting knocked into blue, which is why I asked you the direction that you swung it, because if you had gone from left to right, you would have smashed it into the rock instead.
For my bonus action, I want a healing word Rathmorn.
Yay.
Sounds good.
You know what?
For
that quadrupled
for-
my health.
For a min roll.
yeah, to be fair, it's 4 times what he currently has.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying,
yes.
man.
You're good.
Speaking of Rathmorn,
Yeah.
how you doing over there, buddy?
I'm gonna try to hit it again with my sword.
17 hits.
For 7.
Not a lot, but damage is damage.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Oh, no, I shouldn't.
All right, Pop, what you gonna do?
Try to sneak attack again.
Okay.
Only a 9. this time.
Unfortunately, a 9 does not hit.
Well, that's better than the last one, I think. Yeah.
1 point better, yeah.
It is
I'm
1
getting
point
there.
better.
I'll eventually build up again.
Progress is progress.
I used all my juice on that first one.
I need a dexterity saving throw from... let's see. I need 1 dexterity saving throw from both Rathmorn and Pop, and I need 2 dexterity saving throws from Tibble and Zelvire.
Are these... Okay, I see.
Uh-oh.
Pop, you passed.
Nice.
I'm gonna roll mine saying it's advantage, just to roll twice.
Okay. Rathmorn, you unfortunately failed.
The 6 is a 9.
Alrighty. So if that's the case, then you passed one and failed the other, and Tibble, you passed both.
How'd you get the D4?
It's part of the Mark of the Storm.
Huh.
Neat.
Was
Alrighty
so
then.
what happens to Rathmore since he didn't pass?
He's gonna take some damage.
That's what I figured.
I tried, man. Okay.
It's probably gonna be like 3 damage or something.
To be fair, all of you are going to be taking damage. It's just
Oh.
Rathborn's going to be taking
So you're
all
telling
of
me
it
I'm
from
gonna
one,
be
and
going-
Zelvir. You've got a 50-50 shot of not going down to this. So the pop and Rathborn damage will be, for pop, 4. For Rathborn, unfortunately, that's 8.
Yeah, I was about to say 'cause
Damn.
it's double. Yeah, I'm down.
As you get hit with an incredibly hot breath weapon.
Oh. I thought he just farted.
Yeah,
This-
these creatures breathe fire. Who'd have thought?
Well, that's a success at least.
That is a success. And
Here, let me.
so Pop, you took 4.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the first breath weapon, which both Salvire and Tibble passed, so you will take half damage on this, is 4. So you take 2. And then the second one, which Tibble passed, but Salvire did not. Salvire, you will take 6. Tibble, you will take 3.
Okay.
Unless you are resistant to fire damage.
No, not this time.
I am not.
Alrighty, then both of you take all the damage. Well, half if applicable. You get the idea.
You can see
Alrighty.
me, right? That I'm off to the side, right?
You do appear to be a bit sideways.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was actually seeable, other than for me.
No, the rotation of your token is visible, although I could always just do, like that.
Well, no, it's over my head, so perfect.
He's only sleeping, guys. Alright, top of the order, Zelvire.
Surprise.
Oh no, Pop
Wait,
isn't
why?
gonna get
Wait,
it.
are you down?
Man, I went into this with 5 HP.
Ah, fair enough. So you need to make a second one because you make one immediately when you go down, and then another
Okay.
at the beginning of your turn.
Cool.
So that's a check. So you're good on 1. That's 2
Got 2.
checks.
All right.
All right. So that is the end of your turn. Tibble, go.
Because he's going after me, I'm gonna use my last spell slot to try to get him back up with Healing Word for Rathmorn.
Okay. Well, I mean, you will. He will be conscious.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see how much. Oh.
5 health this time.
I'm back at the same health as I was before.
Man, that's a lot more help than you started your turn, ended your last turn with.
Okay, now I can make myself right up.
Then I'll try to hit red. And I think you established 11 does not hit.
And 11 does not hit.
But I am still inspired, so I'll use that.
Okay.
So a 17 should hit.
17 does hit, so I'm going to need you to roll a D percentile in addition to your damage.
Noise. I helped.
Another 6.
All right. So nothing significant with that.
Another 6.
But
And then 6 for damage.
man, that curse of 6s over here.
I know we're going to out of the base, but I didn't think we were there yet.
We're nowhere near Avernus. Shit.
I was
I
about
see
to
what you
say
did
not quite. The abyss and the 9 hells are 2 different realms.
I know, but I mean,
But,
since we're fighting
yeah.
demons,
Alrighty.
probably.
And that was it for Tibble.
Yeah, action, bonus action, and he doesn't want to move because he is a buffer to his other party members as much as he can be.
He is currently blocking 2 of them. Technically 3, but we'll get to that later, I suppose. All right, Raph, you're up, literally and figuratively.
Why? Okay. It's just being dumb with me. I will try to attack green again.
Okay, let's see what you got. 13 hits. Not a ton, but damage is damage.
I think I did 7 last time as well.
You
Yeah.
did.
Alright.
As long as you don't get a 7 on your saving throw, you'll be fine. All right, Pop, what you gonna do?
No, you got sneak attack again.
I've been missing so much, and these ones have been hit a couple times. I'm going to use my wand of magic missiles again.
Okay. Where are you
Um,
throwing the missiles?
I'm gonna, let's see. I used 4 last time, so I have
You did.
three left. I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level, so I'm gonna go do 2 at green and 2 at red.
Okay. Sounds good.
'Cause
They definitely hit, so that's 2d4 plus 2 and 2d4 plus 2. And by the way, that leaves you with a single charge left on your wand.
Oh, I have sneak attack still active. Sorry, I forgot to uncheck
We will
that.
ignore it for the purposes of this. All right, so your first 2 are going at green.
Yep.
So 6 damage. It's not quite dead yet, but it's definitely not doing well. And then that's a total of 9 damage,
To red.
which is enough to eliminate red.
Yes.
Alrighty then. Their turn. 1 attack against Rathmorn and 1 attack against Tibble. So the one against Rathmorn missed, but the one
Yay!
against Tibble hit.
Oh no.
Whoa.
So Tibble, you will be taking 3 fire damage.
They're a tad bit spicy.
All right, that's it for their turn.
Alright, you can do this, Sal.
Zalvire. Yep. So, all right, you will be conscious in 1d4 hours with 1 health. 4. You will be conscious in 4 hours with 1 health.
Okay.
I went AFK for like 3 seconds, and then red is gone, and he said it's their turn. He said, Zavira's turn. Did blue hit me?
No.
Okay.
Yes, it
I was
did.
about to say
It hit
it
you
did.
for 3
Yeah.
fire damage. I was
Okay.
about to say, I'm so used to it hitting Rathmorn that I was like, no, it hit Rathmorn, but no, it was the opposite this time.
Yeah. The rare occasion
It hit
that
you for
is.
3 and Rathmorn for 0.
So she stabilized, and then it's my turn.
Yes.
Okay, I want to use my bonus action to harvest divine power, and so I burn my channel divinity in order to get 1 spell slot back.
Sounds good. Are you then going to use that 1 spell slot as a bonus action to use healing
It was a
word
bonus.
on?
It was a bonus action to do that in the first place.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Oh,
And so I'm just going to attack blue with a hammer.
fair enough. Tibble smash.
I'm swinging it in the same direction, so right to left.
Right to left. Let's see if you can smash it into the rock.
Well, I have
You
to hit in the
hit.
first place, and at least I hit it.
Yeah.
Do you want the D100 again?
Yep.
42.
All right. So in addition to your damage, go ahead and roll a d6. And because you're not hitting 2 different enemies, all of the d6 will go into this. So 10 plus
14 damage to it.
14 damage. Hey, that's a lot of damage.
I gotta make up for the bard being down and the ranger being down, and it's like so many things are going wrong.
Yeah, but I had confidence you could take care of it. All right. If
in turn.
that in turn, Rathmorn, you're up.
I am.
You are. It's
will
also your turn.
try to strike again. For
You
8.
definitely hit.
I didn't get 7 again, so that's something.
It is the dead.
Woohoo!
Anything else?
I shall move in closer to these guys and sheath my sword.
Sounds good. Pop, you're up.
Okay, so if I go here, I can attack blue.
Yep.
Okay.
And because you're adjacent, it is adjacent to something it considers an enemy, you get your sneak attack.
Oh yeah, another 8.
Which unfortunately we have at this point firmly established does not hit.
Yeah, but it's not a 1.
But you are correct. It is not a nat 1. All right, their turn. Fume Drake attack Tibble. It hits
This is not good news.
for 6 fire damage.
Ow!
Yep. They hurt.
Hey, you know how I feel.
I know.
Are you down?
Close. But not yet, no.
All right, fair enough.
Grass doesn't like fire.
It is super
I'm not
effective.
literally made of grass.
Oh, I
In
just
Pop's mind,
realized.
you are.
I just realized.
Well, it's it art. That's how his original armor looked for like his chainmail or his chain shirt or whatever. But since on the ship he found plate armor, that's what he's currently wearing. So the armor doesn't technically properly portray what he looks like right now.
I think it's more because you described your hair as looking like that.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
that's enough for
yeah,
Pop.
yeah. By all means.
I was thinking he was sitting back there for a reason.
Kind of.
He just dips.
Well, you know there's only one entrance to the cave. There must be a reason it ducked off to the side, but you're not sure what it is. All right, top of the order. Zelvire is currently unconscious, so Tibble.
Hammer. 18 to
18
hit.
hits. So D%.
33.
All right, cool. So let's add that D6 in.
$13 damage.
Every single D100 you've rolled has been sub 50.
That is true.
How weird.
I can keep rolling those until I don't. If you really want to prove it, I can prove it's not. It is random though.
It's statistically unlikely, but not,
Not
impossible.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because like there was one session when Raven was still part of the group where she ended up rolling a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, a 10, and 11 in a row for an attack with her sling.
Yeah, they were all missed sling attacks, and it would have been against a thing that would have resisted the damage anyway. But she was just annoyed that she missed altogether.
But then immediately after the fight, she tried rolling it again and got like a 17. It was just really funny that she managed to get a 6 through 11 in a row in consecutive order.
She got it fucking straight, man.
It was really funny. All right, so Tibble, it is still your turn.
He's worried about Zell.
Okay. So healing word on Zell.
He'll get. Yeah.
Okay. Bonus action, heal Zell. For 4. Not a lot, but it is enough. Zelvire, you are currently conscious at 4 health.
Neat.
It's more health than I have.
My, I didn't realize you were that low.
Everyone around me is all burnt up.
Speaking of people who are that low, I do believe that unless Tibble moves, that's the end of your turn.
I see something.
It wouldn't happen to be the one that got away, would it?
Yeah, but I'm not going to go right up to it and have to die via fire.
Why? It's been so much fun for everybody else in your party but Pop.
Intern.
Rathborn, you're up.
If allowable, I would basically try to emotion transfer, communicate the fact that it's like searching, curious, wary to
It's not
alert.
conscious. It just
Nah,
happens.
okay.
You don't have
Okay.
to make a concerted effort. It's you
Okay.
all, for the next hour, are wearing your hearts on your sleeves. You don't have a choice. The only thing is, anybody who has the spores is affected by it within a 30-foot radius. The only people relevant to this are you four. So you can hide secrets, you just can't hide your emotions. And you basically have the Metal Gear Solid exclamation point above your head of enemy spotted.
Basically.
Metal Gear. All right.
I would move over here slowly and then shoot at it with my bow.
All right, let's see what you got. This is your wheelhouse. Oh,
Not today.
It happened.
I've been using my sword too much. It feels weird.
ooh. All right, you managed to do minimum damage to it.
Woohoo!
So whatever your minimum damage is.
4 damage.
4 is greater than 0.
Correct.
All right, Pop, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna creep around down here, see if I can spot it. Oh, there it is. And I'm gonna Mind Sliver. I don't even
See,
know
the
if
really
this
funny thing is that I can just I can highlight your character and hit Control L, and suddenly I can see what you're seeing.
Mm.
So if you were to take a 5-foot step north,
Yeah,
and
I
then
can't see it at
down,
all.
it's like, haha, there it is.
It just appeared.
So now you have the exclamation point. All right.
I don't know if it has a Mind 2 sliver, but I'm gonna try.
Believe it or not, these things are in fact sapient.
Forgot to undo sneak attack. I gotta get used to that.
Oh, this poor thing.
You were one smart wizard, ish.
Unfortunately, these things are not very smart as they have a deficit. They would have passed, but their deficit dropped it below the threshold.
Yay!
So that's 5 psychic damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It had exactly 5 health left.
Just like
Woohoo!
me.
Nice going, Pop.
Thank you, and she'll do a bow.
So y'all are not in the greatest of conditions.
No, but at
Nope.
least we're all up, okay? I burned through all my spell slot capability for using spell slots, and at least everyone's up.
What are you
Yep.
talking about? I'm fine.
You're the only one who is.
So you're gonna examine the orange crystal?
Very much so.
Yeah. Can I do like a perception check to see, if at least get a cursory glance for the rest of the tavern? If there's anywhere else that looks like it would be a point of interest.
Sure. You notice over here that there are crystals that look like the purple crystals over here, but you notice that they are noticeably devoid of color.
Are you guys
Also,
sure you wanna
upon
immediately
further
go
reading-
investigating?
Upon further inspection, it is the very last crystal in the cluster, all the way to the left side, that is orange. And then no other colors seep over to this side.
I mean, I'm just looking around. I'm not touching anything.
That's fine. I'm that's what you see visually.
Okay. Yeah, like that'd be Tibble answering Pop's question, and it's like you guys are all her. Why do you want to poke around stuff? It's like I just looking around. It's okay.
Well, we poked at it before. Those dragony things came out.
I assume that these aren't connected to those dragons.
No, that was before he poked the
Okay.
crystal. Yeah,
I thought it was because
they
we investigated it or something. They popped out.
technically, yes, it's because you came into what they perceived as their territory.
Oh, okay.
You want me to roll to investigate the crystals further?
I would like to know how you want to investigate the crystals.
Like, look over them, try to see if I know anything that would be.
So the
like
orange
this.
crystal, the orange crystal is noticeably different from all of the others. Like it is obviously not the same because the purple crystals appear to have naturally formed and are doing something. Like the purple inside of them fluctuates, but the orange crystal appears to have almost a pulse of fire in it.
That's suspicious.
The way he described it, it's almost like it's like blocking the circuit because it's the ones
So
beyond it are
give
not
me
purple.
insight real quick, Zelvire. Or wait,
What?
who just said that? No, I'm
Pop?
sorry,
Not
Pop.
Zelire.
It was Pop.
Pop's super insightful.
Well, let's see how insightful you are. Oh,
That kind of
that's
insight.
I'm intelligent.
She was,
I'm not insightful.
she is just
That's fair.
spitballing.
Can I?
Can I do an inside check based on her?
If you said that
deduction?
out loud, go ahead. If did you say that out loud?
Yeah, I would have said that out loud.
Oh,
If that's the case, everybody can give me insight.
Okay.
Rathorn's doing about as good as you, Pop.
Why can't I roll insight? What the heck? Oh, there we go.
I got a +5 to it, and I got that.
Ignore the second one.
Man,
I will
Del is
not.
really
Aha.
insightful.
Okay. So Tibble and Zelvire, upon closer inspection, you notice that there is a very thin crystal vein leading from the purple crystals over to the not purple crystals that Tibble found earlier. But the orange crystal is dead center of that, almost exactly as Pop said, blocking the purple from moving.
Well,
Could I reach out?
You notice
towards...
even as you examine it, the hue is slowly darkening too. Not of the orange one, but of the purple ones.
Can I reach out towards the orange one and see if it feels hot?
It is warm to the touch.
ooh.
But not like scolding hot. Like, if I try to grab it.
Prolonged exposure could make it uncomfortable to the touch, but overall, no, it does not appear to be particularly.
Can I pull it out to try to investigate it further? Because I'm curious of what it is.
It appears to be wedged into the wall pretty well. Your best bet would be to break it, but if you have some sort of something like carpenter's tools,
Can I use
smith's
mason's
tools,
tools for it?
thieves' tools, or mason's tools, you might be able to chisel it out of the wall so you could take it out intact.
I have 2 of those.
Dang.
All right, go ahead and roll them then. You get to pick which one. But
I'm
do
gonna go
note
Smith.
if you don't beat the threshold, you break the crystal. So
Fair.
be confident. Do it with your chest. Hey, that's pretty fucking confident right there. All right, so you managed to neatly chisel the crystal out of the wall. As soon as it's out of the wall, you can see the purple crystal suddenly lighten in color as the very thin vein shoves all of the purple into the colorless crystals over here.
All of it, so then they become devoid of color? Or
They never lose all of their color. It's almost like something is feeding the crystals.
so more like a
They
faint
do go
yellow.
into the ground from below, but these colorless crystals appear to go into the ceiling. So something is feeding it a steady power, but you notice it's not that they've lost most of their color. Congratulations, you now have a orange glowing crystal.
Can I roll something to see what it is? Because I'm very curious.
Let's see, what could you roll? Nature isn't applicable here. Survival isn't applicable here.
Maybe like Arcana or History, maybe?
Arcana, History. Shoot, if one of you had the Identify spell, that would just solve the entire issue. But
I do.
since you don't,
I do.
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you
Oh,
could just
I
identify.
also do as well.
Yeah, we can do it as a
Oh.
ritual.
All right, fair enough. Would
Do
you
you wanna
like
do
to
it?
do it?
Or do you want Zelda to do it?
I'm gonna roll, and then you can just still try
Okay.
to figure it out, because he would be very curious upon.
If he's the one who chiseled it out, he'd probably use Identify at a slow
Okay.
process of it,
Mm.
because it would take a little while being ritual version.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So in this case, by the time you've chiseled it out, the ritual is like a minute from being completed. But with your 18 Arcana, you can identify very little about it, other than it has a very high chance of originating from the elemental plane of fire, which would explain why it glows and is very warm to the touch.
Can we break this?
Mm.
I say it to the group.
Is that how we solve things on this island? We just keep breaking them.
It's
Hey,
more
I
so
didn't
that
break
it's
the crystal.
not
I chiseled
from
it out
this
perfectly.
realm.
No, I mean the spooky orb bead thing from the hair on the ship.
It seemed to work. I didn't know what else to do. The zombies kept coming.
For this, I just want to break it because this does not originate from where we are.
The prime material plane.
Mm-hmm.
Should we
I mean,
try
that's
from
fair.
like far away? I don't want it to like explode in
That is
fire or
true.
something. And you guys are
Yeah.
really hurt.
By fire.
You say you guys. Everybody is hurt in some way, shape, or form in this party.
Oh yeah, more so others than.
Like,
one.
wait, I didn't think Pop was full health.
Yeah.
I took 4 damage from the fire breath. That's it.
Yep. Everybody is hurt in some way, shape, or form.
I agree with
So-
Pop. We shouldn't do it in an enclosed area, even if we were to break it. But also, we don't know if it'll explode on trying to break it, or if it just is larger in this way, but it's not going to lose any of its potency if we do break it. Like, we don't know for sure, because I'm not familiar with these kind of crystals. Are you, Rathmorn?
I'm not, but I just know that it doesn't belong here, and I want this. I don't want it here.
Well, based on what it seemed to be doing, I'm sure the Myconids don't either.
I'm totally all for breaking it. I just don't want us to die in the process.
Let's break it.
Well, like, not right here, right now. Tibble would hold on to it temporarily until they can get around to be not being close to death. Because if we break it and it's like a fireball, automatically we're all screwed.
Well, I mean, with the identify probably would be enough to tell you that if you
Oh,
were
that's
doing that.
true. Well, it would really tell you if you break this will happen. Would it identify?
Might. It depends on what it is, because I don't even know what it is.
True. What results would the identify spell give?
So you used identify.
Yeah.
So this is an egg for a fire snake.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Fire
break it.
snakes are the larval form of salamanders, powerful creatures from the elemental plane of fire. Intense heat washes off their bodies, and their yellow eyes glow like candles. They are generally not friendly.
What if we raised it from birth, so it'll be friendly for us?
You gonna hatch it?
Would you say that it would hatch into that thing?
It will more than likely hatch into that. With that said, there is no known natural successful taming of a fire snake. Generally, they see anything around its egg when it hatches to be fuel to add to its fire.
That's a really strange instinct to auto have.
Well, that's generally because they're on the elemental plane of fire. Everything is fuel for it.
I
Aw.
wonder how it
Tibble
ended
say
up
that?
here.
It is a fire snake egg.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say we need to destroy that.
Makes sense. He'd headed out to
You
Rashmore,
also
and however you
know
want to
that
destroy it.
you also know that it is in fact not combustible.
So
Wait,
we
So-
need to smash.
So, yeah, and it won't explode.
All right, I shall smash it myself.
Okay.
He does
It
not
takes a
want anything.
concerted effort to do it without a blunt object,
I have a crowbar.
but I mean, it still takes a concerted effort. But you managed to
I have this
smash it.
hammer.
Having done that,
No. I wasn't sure if it would.
This is
actually-
not good news.
No.
Probably should have had it
I-
nap first.
Yeah, I was about
Right?
to say, like, what, should we kill it? Like, you ever seen like those movies where you like, move the eggs or whatever, and all of a sudden
The
the
egg
birds
wasn't
come
even
back?
fully ready yet, and now it's already a snake. Damn it!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we
so
destroy it now
what ends
before
up happening when you smash the crystal, it turns into smoldering shards of obsidian that fall to the floor, and from it uncoils the fire snake.
No.
Are we gonna have to roll another
Unfortunately,
initiative?
it doesn't make me let the token be smaller than that, so
No, just
It
make it
is.
bigger just because.
yeah, kind of. It appears to be dazed from having just been smashed out of its egg, so you guys basically have one round before it gets to do a thing. Basically, you get your surprise round and then roll initiative.
Smash it! Would a 14 hit it?
A 14 just barely hits it.
Okay, am I able to tell what I've been doing with the smashing and them hitting into walls and other stuff by this point?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just knowing if based on the positioning, can I knowing go from left to right to try to hit in the wall?
Yeah, you could definitely aim to do that.
Okay.
I'll need you to roll your D%.
And then my 11 doesn't hit, so I would move back so I wouldn't be directly next to it.
Sounds like a good idea. All right, you get your additional D6 on that, Tibble.
It would be 9 damage altogether.
All right, 9 damage. The
And
reason
okay.
I'm not doing this just yet is I need the total amount of damage from everybody. Zelvire, a 12 does hit.
10 from Pop.
Now we know exactly the threshold.
I mean, okay, that 23 damage so far.
Yep.
You were right, Pop. We shouldn't doubt you.
Sorry about that.
With that
I couldn't
said,
leave that.
I need all of you to take 2 fire damage for coming into contact with it,
Fair.
as its incredibly caustic, flaming blood splatters on you from hitting it with your melee weapons.
I didn't hit it though.
You didn't. So you're the only one not taking the 2 fire damage,
Hey.
but the other 3 did.
So it exploded in fire in a manner.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's because you hit it with a melee attack. The wounds splash. It's molten blood on you.
Fair.
So Pop was right.
Yeah, Pop
Yes,
was right.
she was.
That doesn't happen very often.
I don't know. It's starting to sound a lot more often.
Sorry, guys. I should have waited.
Do you think we should put our success to the Myconids if this seems like the issue that they would have had?
They might already know.
True.
It hasn't been an hour yet.
Well, yeah, the spores happen, but we're too far away from them to directly get a sense from them.
Mm-hmm.
Currently.
So Tibble would head back in.
Okay.
I would. follow
You
close
do
to
notice that there is another chamber up here and one here you haven't
Mhm.
been to.
The bottom one looked like the daycare kind of thing from
It is.
previously. So
The what?
I only saw
The
kid
baby
rooms down
Mike
there.
in a daycare. Yeah.
Wait, where'd you guys go? I look away from one to the other.
So, you guys get in here. You notice that these four in the center are, I want to say recovering, but you can't really tell the difference. This one, and this one appear to be giving off happiness, and they refresh the spores on you.
So I guess that was what they wanted.
They couldn't go over there to deal with it because I don't know if you know this, but mushroom people are a bit flammable.
I was about to say they're technically plant, so that makes sense.
Which the funny thing is a lot of, yeah, they are. Yes, plants aren't super flammable unless they're dry and dead usually. So, that's one thing that D&D does that I don't like, but I mean it's whatever. Let's see, there was something else.
Tibble exhibits an instinct that he needs a freaking rest.
I was about to say they probably can sense that we're a bit wary and wanting to just hold off from doing anything else for a little bit.
So this one, you get the feeling it wants you to follow him up this way as he leads you.
Tibble's exhausted, but he'll do it.
I see more crystals.
These are slightly different, and you'll notice that these are glowing blue, where the other ones are glowing a sickly purple, and there are mushrooms throughout this one. So there are two more myconids who are on guard until they realize that he is here escorting you. When they turn back to tending to this one. This particular, do they have a picture of her, please?
I would
No,
assume not,
of course not.
since they didn't give it an actual token, just a name.
I can dream, Harold. So, you can see them basically shoveling spores from the mushrooms around them onto her, although it appears to only be a stopgap, as she looks incredibly withered, almost petrified and dehydrated. Although there's plenty of moisture in here and tons of food, but it doesn't appear to have been working. Although you can see the vibrancy of the crystals in the area start to liven up a bit as you enter. And it starts from the side you enter from and slowly starts to radiate to the opposite side of the room. And the myconids start to sense relief coming from the unconscious one here, and then they themselves have the relief, and then they basically get the emotional version of, oh, you guys solved the blight, thank you, kind of thing.
There's some kind of like symbiosis here between the crystals and the mushrooms.
Indeed. But that's not all. You notice that some of the mushrooms near where Tibble is standing, they have a rosy pink glow to them. And the myconids are basically offering them to you as food.
Oh.
Kind of like as a thank you gesture, feel free to harvest these mushrooms here. They're good for you.
Like, how many of the do we just eat them as sustenance, or are they actually special?
I want to try one. I want to try one.
I was about to say,
Okay.
can I cast a spell kind of on these?
If you
I know
want
they're
to.
not.
Pop, are you just going to go ahead and shovel the mushroom?
Oh yeah.
I was about to say, could I technically use
All right.
Goodberry on these to make them?
The bear's just gonna
Kinda.
watch Pop.
Well, while you're doing that, Pop, go ahead and heal for a total of 5 health.
Ooh.
She overhealed.
How many
No,
of these
because I
mushrooms
took
are?
2 more
Yeah.
damage. I'm some one
Oh,
one
yeah, I
off
forgot.
of max.
How many of these mushrooms are we allowed to have each?
They'll allow you to harvest the entire pile just north of Tibble, as long as you leave the stumps, which comes out to a grand total of 15 mushrooms.
Oh, these are good, guys.
So 15 after Pop ate one, or 15 including that one?
15 after. There were
Okay.
16 in total, but Pop's like,
No.
Yeah.
so
So for what would you call them? What kind of mushrooms?
actually, it's funny you mentioned that. These are mushrooms of cure wounds.
Oh,
Ooh.
They heal for 1d8 plus 2. So they're actually better than the basic healing potion in some respects. Because a basic healing potion, well, kind of. A basic healing potion is 2d4 plus 2. So they have the same cap. But these don't need to be processed, and they are definitely nowhere near as expensive.
Would you consider this able to be done like health potions, like a bonus action, just eating it yourself kind of thing?
If you have it out, yes.
Okay.
Just like a potion, you have to have it easily accessible.
Oh, that
So if
makes
you
sense.
put it
I
into
just
your
want- yeah.
backpack,
Will they
Yeah.
deteriorate over time if we don't eat them?
they last for about a week. So you shouldn't have to worry about them immediately. But if you dry them or you cook them, they could potentially last longer, but the healing effect won't be as potent.
That's what I was gonna guess.
I would wait till like day 6 if I haven't used them all, and then I would dry the rest. To be like something is better than nothing.
That's fair. So in their dried state, they heal for 1d4 plus 1. Which again, isn't bad. It's free healing.
Right?
In their dried state, they last for over a month.
Damn.
I don't know how relevant it'll be by the time you get to that point, but
Yeah.
you get the sense that they will start allowing people back down into the cave.
Okay. So he would make the mushrooms readily available as much as he would a healing potion, because he realized they're basically interchangeable for how much for the most part they heal. I know 2d4 isn't 1d8, but kind of.
They're close. So with that, you guys have
Technically mission accomplished if we can go back to town and report the success of saying, hey, we were diplomatic, we solved the problems, and now they're cool with you people. But
indeed.
but if remember, when you go down there, if they throw some green spore at you, it's okay.
Well, they already know that
Okay.
because they used to interact with this colony constantly. But then because of the blight, they stopped letting people in, which you will be able to talk about this and get the full details once you go back to the colony up top, the Dragon's Rest. But basically what ended up happening is these guys used to interact with Dragon's Rest up top frequently. And that's one of the things, is they would share all these mushrooms. So food was plentiful for both of them. The thing is when that fire snake egg blocked off the, I guess we could call it a vent system for whatever the purple crystals are channeling, the blight started to spread throughout the cave. That cave in there that you fought all of those fire elemental creatures with, fought with them, that used to be full of mushrooms too. But the blight killed it all. Well, suddenly their food started to become scarce, and then the blight started to spread and infect the other mushrooms. And so that's why the one at the back of the cave here is unconscious, and these 4 are unconscious. And they weren't sure what was causing the issue, so they basically just said they shut everyone out. The guy who sent you with the fertilizer couldn't get past the octopus, which is why he needed assistance.
Ah. Well, after talking, if we go back to town and talk to that guy again, or if what's her name? Whoever sent us up to the zombie ship. Forgot her name right now.
Renara.
Yes. Tibble would mention how strange it is for a fire snake egg to be there of all places.
That, I mean, y'all will get the chance to do that. I just wanted to explain a little bit before we went back to town.
We all
So
get
you get the
4
feeling
mushrooms.
that you guys will be always welcome back here, and we'll have free reign to harvest those mushrooms whenever you want. So if you ever wanted to restock on them,
Okay.
you can.
So, for example, you wanted like a huge stock load right before you left the island or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. Although, again, it would only be up to 16 at a time.
Which right now, all of us get 4 except for Pop, which gets 3.
Because Pop decided to eat one.
Worth it.
Well, at least we knew exactly what it was after that.
Yeah. I wonder if I should examine these.
I mean, my nature.
Pop,
really
are you okay? Yeah, I feel great.
In fact,
If you ever need someone to be the guinea pig for eating strange things, it'll be Pop.
It's the one who's closest in size to a guinea pig.
Oh, Voss, I just remembered I should have done something back in that fight.
And what's that?
Hunter's Mark?
I need to roll a dexterity saving throw for a little buddy of mine. I completely forgot. Oh, we're good.
Oh, yeah.
That would be.
That's a
4
pass.
damage? Okay.
It would have been 4 damage, yes.
Okay. I would definitely feed the mushroom to my little snake on my shoulder.
Your little danger
yeah,
noodle.
you have a
Flying
you have a
snake.
pet flying snake.
I completely forgot until we were here.
Yeah, no, it's not that big a deal. We got it covered, and that wouldn't have killed your snake.
Well, if it failed, yes, because it's 5 health.
Ah, fair enough.
But we definitely got the vibe that this Sinensa or whatever is like basically their leader.
Yes. She is, in fact, the brains of the colony. Actually, since I'm thinking about it, let's see. Oh, is this literally just the stupid... They gave her her own stat block, but used the basic description for her.
Oh, for any myconoid?
Yeah.
That's
so sad. I will give you... Oh, no, not this one. The, No, not that one either. There it is. I will give you her description. Let's see. Glowing fungus and colorful crystals grow from the walls and ceiling of this smaller cave. In the middle of the cave, 2 human-sized mushroom folk tend to a larger specimen of their kind. The large one is shriveled and covered with unhealthy purple blotches, and it does not move. So that's what she looked like when you walked in. By the way, all of these guys have names, but because they can't actually speak, you wouldn't be able to know them unless you were talking with Sinesia or Sinensa. So she has... They described her. Where is it? The top of hers, the top of her head, the mushroom cap for her resembles a brain. Yeah.
So would we want to head back now,
Let's see.
or would we stay here to rest?
Oh, fair enough. You are in friendly territory now, so if you wanted to take a nap before you go back up top, you could. This area is considered safe.
Zell, Pop, what do you think?
I don't mind. I mean, um, we could go back. I don't expect we'll fight another big octopus thing.
And hopefully not any zombies either.
I am so exhausted. Let's just chill here for a bit.
Alright.
Fair enough. So after about an hour, you all are able to heal up a bit. Although I suppose one of you already did. And with that, you are able to make an uneventful journey to the top.
I can use
Back
my
to Dragon's
arcane
Rest.
recovery. Yo, get spell stop back.
Was that technically a short rest or no?
That was a short rest.
Oh.
That's why I rolled hit dice.
Yeah, can I do Song of Rest?
Yeah, if you'd like.
What does it fully do for everyone? I forget.
You can use a hit dice or your hit. God damn it. If you use your hit dice, you regain an extra 1d6.
I don't even have to roll the 1d6 because I was one off.
By the way, I find it hilarious that D6 is the hit dice for druids and sorcerers and wizards, because when I first started playing back in D&D 3.0, if you didn't
Druids
know...
are D8.
I was about to say
druids
druids
are
are more.
No, I'm saying D6 or higher.
Oh.
Because druids, clerics, sorcerers, wizards all used to have D4 hit dice. That is why those classes were referred to as squishies. And I loved it. It was such a challenge, but very rewarding. So you guys, after your rest, managed to make it back. You speak to Tarok about his little adventure, and he tells you that they have a special mushroom down there that they guard called the ruby moral.
It's like, oh, one of these?
No, actually.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't.
The ruby moral was a red spotted green mushroom that happens to be used to create elixirs of health. And if you come back, he will offer each of you one elixir of health once he is able to actually go and harvest them again, which will generally be when Sinenza wakes up. So about 2 or 3 days. But with that said, he thanks you profusely for helping reestablish diplomatic connections to them again, because he missed his friends.
That's so
He probably knows their names.
Hmm? Oh yeah, no, he's the one who named them.
Oh. And then did Tibble and the others want to go over to the temple to talk to Runara?
Yeah, explain because it was strange that there was a hostile fungus, even though in the cave of regular fungus that are like friendly myconids, and it's like, how did that start up in the first place? If it's full of friendly ones, along with how did a fire snake egg get there?
Well, that is very harrowing tale. I'm very concerned about their health, but I'm very glad you were able to help them. Let's see. God, these pictures, man. All right. So there's really only one more quest here.
I was about to say, did that mean we, since we finished a quest?
Yes, you get to level up.
Oh, snap. Already.
I'm actually really happy. Looks like I get my subclass or something.
Since you are strong enough to have dealt with such a terrible foe, I wonder if you might help me with something. My young protege, we had a disagreement and he ran off to attempt to stake his claim. He went to the observatory but hasn't returned. And as the leader of the colony, I can't just leave here all willy-nilly. Is there any chance you could try and bring him back? If he doesn't wish to come back, I don't mean for you to force him, but if you could convince him to come back, that would be best.
Can you repeat that last sentence?
She says that she doesn't want you to force her disciple to come back. But if you could try and convince him to, if he doesn't wish to come back, don't force him. But if you can convince him to come back, that would be in his best interest.
I mean, somebody are you just gonna be like, okay, sure. She's got nothing else to do.
What?
Fair enough. Anyone else?
Yeah.
I mean, I've got nothing better to do.
Oh yeah, Zell, you could have gone in. And
How
not locked the
urgently
door.
were we supposed to go about this though? Because the character mancer, I think, auto full heals us, but in many other ways, it's obviously it's possible that you say you level up but you don't gain full health, kind of thing.
That's true, but in this case, she's like, feel free to rest until you feel healthy again. But if you are going to accept the mission, the faster the better, if only because he's been missing for a couple of days now and she's growing worried. So basically, if you want to spend the night here to heal up, gather your supplies, and then go in the morning, you can.
Yeah.
that's right,
Tibble wants to
Roll20.
help, but he wouldn't feel confident in his abilities to do so when he's so drained of all of his resources.
Fair.
That is fair. Let's see. Oh, this is a much smaller map.
Woohoo!
With that said, though, unfortunately, my schedule still hasn't changed. So I am unfortunately going to have to call it here.
I mean, granted, it's a good stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
all right. I do want to do this before we actually stop, though. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but before we leave town, Tibble would have mentioned the fact that he, like his Smith tools, was able to help Pop's dagger before. He has a more divine version of that, and he can actually create something to help out the team. And he would have wanted to do this like at least once before he rested, because he at least wait, no, it would be after waking up. But he would want to help out that in some way. And so technically, if hypothetically say Pop gave him 45 gold, in an hour she could have studded armor.
Where are you getting the material from?
It's using money or material that is equal to that amount of money, maximum 100, that I could just craft from magic.
So I just looked at the map and realized that
is it
it
supposed to be
is
smaller?
It is supposed to be smaller.
Nice. Oh, good,
oh god, this map is.
I wasn't certain if we were
is
going to be stuck in corners, but it looks like we're able to just.
Yeah, so it's funny because the other maps that are like this usually shove you into the corner, but
I know. That's
this
what
one
I was
appears to
wondering.
be appropriately scaled. All right, so with that though, I am gonna have to call it here.
All right.
Thank you for the session.
Absolutely. By the way, I don't know why it did this, but it says that 1 square is 5 feet, but it has all of the other relevant NPCs significantly smaller than that.
Strange.
Sounds about right.
They're all right. Anyway, cool.